Ahri has always been a pretty safe pick for mid laners. She has decent damage, single target CC, and tons of mobility, especially when you get your ultimate. Since Ahri isn't a standard OP mid laner, to play her optimally you have to have great mechanics and creativity to find picks on unsuspecting players. In this video, we're focusing on LegitKorea, a challenger Ahri one-trick who was the rank 1 NA player at the start of Season 12 and is currently the #1 Ahri player in the world. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Swigger and welcome back to another #1 player in the world video. We are currently featuring LegitKorea, who is not only the rank #1 Ahri player in the world, but was also ranked #1 in North America for the beginning of Season 12, which is absolutely phenomenal because Ahri, not the most commonly played champion, especially at high ELO. Looks like we're actually already getting into this. Going to start with this very quickly. The Lux is actually going to get first blooded. Looks like both teams were looking for a very early fight for this game, and it looks like the blue side did come out on top, getting that first blood onto the Irelia. Definitely a scary notion for this red team. But getting back to business here, LegitKorea, phenomenal streamer, great YouTuber. All of his links are going to be down in the description box below. I very much recommend that you go and check him out. In terms of his Ahri plays, so of course Ahri not the most commonly played high ELO mid lane champion, but LegitKorea seems to just make it work, and I'm very curious to see how he plays in this very high ELO game as the nine-tailed fox herself. Now, in terms of this game, very interesting things going on. LegitKorea is going up against Pobelter, who of course was a LCS mid laner for both CLG and FlyQuest, and there's a ton of big names in this game. So somebody like Team Liquid Xeon, who actually just played in the LCS at the beginning of Season 12 and is a Team Liquid Academy player. Frost Forest is a University League player, also a challenger. Laserholic on the Aphelios is a challenger Aphelios player. Like, these are some big ELOs, and I'm going to be very excited to see how LegitKorea utilizes his Ahri to try to deal with some very skilled players. In terms of Ahri's runes, we are seeing just some early trades with this Twisted Fate. In terms of Ahri's runes, he tends to run Electrocute, Taste of Blood, Eyeball Collection, and Relentless Hunter in the Domination tree, then Mana Flow Band and Gathering Storm with attack speed, adaptive force, and magic resistance for those runes. In terms of who we've got in this game, we are going to be focusing on LegitKorea and his Ahri mechanics, but it is also important to see how the game develops as a whole, especially in these high ELO games. In the top lane, we have got Akshan versus the Irelia. We've got Twisted Fates, Pobelter's Twisted Fate versus LegitKorea's Ahri. In the jungle on the red side, we got Xin Zhao versus the Echo on the blue side. And then in the bot lane, we have got Karma Aphelios versus Lux and Caitlyn. So some very interesting lanes. I'm always terrified to see a good Akshan in the game because that guy's passive can definitely make or break a game. Just the fact that if he gets one kill after a whole team fight, he can revive the necessary people to make the next team fight better. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. But we do have an Irelia who did, of course, get that first blood. Looks like Akshan is getting ganked by this Echo as well. Tons of damage onto the Irelia, though, and it is going to be enough with that Ignite. Of course, an Ignite top laner, not something that we see very often, normally opting for that teleport, but the Ignite giving him enough to get the kill on Irelia. Fairly worth it for the Akshan because he was getting ganked, was probably going to die anyways, and at least he trades a 1-for-1. In terms of the mid lane here, CS-wise, very even, 17-16. Both of these mid laners went for the Corrupting Potion, which means, of course, they do have a lot of sustain. They will be getting that mana back. They will be getting their HP back, so the harassment isn't going to be that big of a deal. We did see, of course, that LegitKorea had that lane priority in the mid lane, so did go up to just support the Xin Zhao, knowing very well that the Echo did just gank that top side, was probably going to go for that Scuttle Crab, so being able to push that lane into the Twisted Fates turret, making sure that LegitKorea could react first if something were to happen between the junglers. And it looks like we do actually have another fight up here. Xin Zhao is now here. Irelia does not have flash available, but is of course going to use those low HP minions to get those Qs off. Going to get a lot of damage, and it looks like Akshan is going to pick up his second kill of the game. 2-1-0. Great little gank for the Xin Zhao, and of course, the most impactful thing is that the Irelia used her TP to get back into this lane, so she's going to be missing a lot of minions. She's going to have to go by foot back into this lane, so she's going to lose out on quite a bit of minions, quite a bit of pressure. Akshan's going to be able to go back, spend his money, and have a pretty solid lead in this this top lane fight. Now, both mid laners, both Pobelter's Twisted Fate and LegitKorea's Ahri are running Flash Ignite. The Flash is, of course, a no-brainer. The Ignite is somewhat interesting. It looks like there was actually a kill down in that bot lane. Looks like it was just the Lux who died. Very odd when it's just the support that dies when the Kate was already B. Seeing that she died right there just kind of seems like it was a misplay on the Lux's part, and it looks like the Akshan getting his third kill of this game onto the Echo. Very nicely played. But you could very well see some mid laners go for that TP, especially in high ELO, wanting to, of course, support everybody on their team. But we do, of course, in Season 12, have that unfortunate Unleashed teleport. So the early game TPs that we used to see don't exist anymore. You can only TP to your turret until that teleport gets unleashed, and I believe at 14 minutes. So maybe not opting for that, maybe just wanting to go for that lane presence. And, of course, TF is going to have his ultimate, which is basically like a teleport anyways. So probably just wanted that extra pressure. But interesting also going, though, for the Electrocute on the Twisted Fate. And I'm also wondering if Twisted Fate is going to go for that fairly standard Everfrost build, or if he's going to opt for something a little bit different. And then I'm also just very curious to see where LegitKorea's Ahri goes. Is it just going to be the Ludens? Is it going to be the Everfrost? Going to be interesting to see how this entire game pans out. But the first back for the Ahri at 37 CS does get the boots, a control ward, and an amplifying tome. So pretty standard stuff. Dark Seal coming out of the Twisted Fate. And it looks like everybody right now is just kind of back to their farming game. We are seeing the only real advantage that's kind of been set up here in terms of creep score is the Caitlyn sitting at 48 CS to the 24 of the Aphelios. But that being said, Aphelios did pick up a kill and an assist, so it's probably pretty even, if not favored for the Aphelios in terms of overall gold right now. TF is definitely looking for this ultimate. He does use the Destiny. He's going to go in for this auction. He is going to get the gold card off. Very long range gold card. It looks like an amazing E coming out from that Irelia, going just barely the distance and picking up that shutdown on the Aphelios. That's a lot of gold going into the pocket of the Irelia. Now, this is something that I know that LegitKorea tends to do, is roam an insane amount and put himself in positions to get picks. That's like his favorite thing. He does it so well. So he's already heading down to this bot lane. They do not currently have a wave crashing in, so this is going to be a kind of a tough one. But if LegitKorea does land that charm, the Spirit Rush going in does land the charm, and the Aphelios is going to go down. An amazing in and out with the Spirit Rush, getting the kill onto the Aphelios. Beautifully done. Clears out the control ward just for safety. That was just exactly what they needed to do. Aphelios did not have the cleanse, did not have the flash available to get away from that. So LegitKorea just making an amazing roam down, using the Spirit Rush to get over the wall, landing the charm, Spirit Rush to get back over the wall into safety, and that was just a freebie of a kill. And still not losing that much CS, 50 to 49, very even, coming back to pick up almost a double wave of minions. So he's going to be very, very happy with how that roam went. Especially considering that Caitlyn already has such an advantage over this Aphelios. Having him die there is very, very impactful for that bot lane. Xin was looking to try to make something up in the top lane, but looks like nothing's going to come from that. TF, of course, does not have Destiny available, so he can't really make anything happen in the top lane either. Echo's currently down on the bot side. Looks like he might go for a dive here. The Lux and the Caitlyn are both very, very low. He does have Flash available for if he... Oh, he flashes over the Lux. The light binding does not connect onto the Echo. He's going to try to do some damage. It looks like the Lux is currently out of mana, and going to go onto the Caitlyn as well. That's going to be a double kill using that ultimate, the time warp, just to get him outside of the Xin Zhao's dash range. That's going to be a double kill for the Echo. It looks like Ahri is using that blast cone to try to get over to this Echo, but Echo's just going to go underneath the turret to start diving onto the Xin. Zin's going to go right immediately for the Karma, doing a lot of damage. Ahri is now here. She does have the Foxfire up. I'm going to go back to that because I don't really care about what the Irelia was doing. I care about what LegitKorea was doing here. So uses the blast cone to get over. Lots of damage going down from the Echo onto the Xin. This should have been a very easy dive, but lots of damage onto the Karma. The Ahri is now here, getting the Foxfire off, doing just tons of damage. And it looks like the Ahri picking up the kill onto the Karma, and Xin Zhao picking up a kill onto the Echo. And while that turret dive was going on, it looks like it was once again a 1-for-1 trade onto that top side, which, to be honest, is probably going to favor Irelia because these minions are currently pushing into the turret. So Akshan might miss a few minions, but he, of course, does have that grappling hook that's going to get him to lane pretty quick, so he might not miss too much. Ahri is sticking around this bot lane. No, is going to go B. So probably has a decent amount of gold, already sitting with that 150 gold bounty, 2-0-1 on this Ahri so far. So that is very, very impressive for the beginning. 69 CS. Hey, don't you think about... I was laughing too, okay? But don't mind other gutter people, okay? So 69 CS to 68 CS. There is a gank currently going down in this mid lane. I do actually want to see what happens there because it looks like the TF Pobelter just playing a little bit too far forward against both the Caitlyn and the Lux. This just seems like a very aggressive stance. So using that slow, the light binding is going to miss, but very nice gold card coming out of the Pobelter. But it looks like the damage was just way too much coming out for the Caitlyn with those headshots. I'm not entirely sure what Pobelter was thinking there going into the 1v2. I know that he did manage to dodge all the Lux abilities basically, but you know, Caitlyn still does a lot of damage, mentioned, TF is not particularly tanky, so just kind of giving away a free kill there. Ahri is going to be able to pick up her first blue buff. Oh no, the red buff burned the blue buff down, so Ahri is going to be blue buff empty. They are currently swapping lanes here, mid lane going down to the bot side, but it looks like the bot side, at least the Lux is coming down back bot to potentially make a gank happen, or just going to go B. But LegitKorea is going to be able to pick up a lot of minions here using that charm, trying to get as many as humanly possible. It's always a little bit tough getting minions when you're underneath the turret, but at the challenger level, you know what you're doing. You can pick these guys up pretty easily. While all that was being said and done in the mid lane between Pobelter, the Lux, and the Caitlyn, the first dragon of the game, an Ocean Dragon, went over to the Xin. So very nicely done. Ahri's going to be here just in time to pick up these minions as well. Is going to miss out on one of those minions, but is probably going to pick up the remainder of them. Destiny is currently available, and Pobelter is sitting in that very standard ward for TFs. There's gonna be a gank happening here, but it's not gonna amount to anything. In terms of the items, he has been back again, did pick up that lost chapter, and also the Ionian Boots of Lucidity, so not looking for any additional magic pen, but the Caitlyn currently in a very bad way. Did dodge the Aphelios ultimate, but of course it's just gonna get queued off of that. It's gonna be locked down, and that is gonna be a kill for the Karma. So it's been a very volatile bot lane, and also the thing that we have to note is that the Aphelios has actually made his way back into this game, but it looks like the TF is going to use his ultimate. The Destiny coming up here. Xin Zhao's very low. The Sun going to go down onto the Akshan, and the flash coming out for the Pobelter as well is going to be enough. It didn't even really matter because Echo had his ultimate available, so if he wanted to tank that, turret could easily ultimate out of there. Xin is coming back to clear this out. I don't know if he knows that these guys are still here. There is no flash available for Pobelter, so that is going to be a jungler surviving here. But it looks like Ahri is making her way up. Not entirely sure if they're going to try to save her a while, but they are going to go in on this. They do still have the Echo ultimate. Oh, they just turret dive easily onto that Xin. I don't know what he was thinking staying for that long, knowing that 3 people are still around, but here comes LegitKorea. The Ahri's going in, the Ignite already going down, the Charm landing onto Pobelter as well, the Ignite taking down the Irelia, and that is going to be enough to take down the Twisted Fate. That's a double kill for LegitKorea's Ahri. Very well played, focusing on 2 things at the same time, getting that Orb of Deception onto the Irelia with the Ignite, and then getting the Charm onto Pobelter's Twisted Fate, securing the double kill. 250 gold bounty on Ahri's head, 4-0-1, 97 CS as well, which is currently the highest in the game. It looks like actually just in terms of the stats, LegitKorea tends to average around 167.8 CS per game, which is 6.2 CS per minute, which, don't get me wrong, is still quite far away from that perfect like 10 CS per minute that a lot of really high-end players get. But the reason that you have to see that he's not getting that much CS is because he roams a lot, and by roaming you sometimes lose some mini waves to turrets, but he's making that up for in picks and kills. So still at 104 CS, doing very well in that department. Goes back, finishes off that Everfrost, and picks up another Amplifying Tome and also a Ruby Crystal to boot. So I think right now LegitKorea is probably feeling pretty good about this game, even though it is 10-10 and very even in gold, only a 200 gold lead in favor of the blue side. I feel like if you were LegitKorea at this point, being the rank 1 player in the world and the #1 Ahri, you're kind of pulling up your carry pants and going, you know what guys, I've got this. Pobelter is going to get hit by a very nice charm. The Everfrost coming down as well. We do have the Xin coming into this gank as well. Pobelter once again does not have any flash available. Looks like the W is not going to land from the Xin, so it looks like TF is going to get away from that one. But once again, amazing charm coming out of LegitKorea, and it looks like he's maxing, of course, the Orb of Deception, followed by the charm second. Fairly standard stuff on that one. It looks like the Irelia once again picking up a kill on the Akshan, and the Lux picked up a kill onto the Karma, of course, utilizing that Ignite and also the full combo. They are currently diving the Twisted Fate, though. It looks like Pobelter's not having a good time. The Xin Zhao is going to tank up that turret with the ultimate. LegitKorea, of course, has Spirit Rush, so he's going to reposition, land the charm, get the damage down, and Pobelter is going to die for his 3rd death this game. We do have Echo in this lane, just going to pick up all of these minions, but LegitKorea is going to get a couple plates here, which is going to be very impactful for his overall gold. But currently sitting at 4-0-2, but the main thing as well, not even just as well as LegitKorea is doing, this top lane has been a bloodbath. I could probably watch this game again and just watch everything that's been going on between Akshan and Irelia, because it has just been so back and forth. Traded kills, solo kills, turret dives, like multitudes of TF ultimates and Ahri roams. Like, it's been a very fascinating top lane game. So it looks like LegitKorea is going back, picking up that Fiendish Codex and another Amplifying Tome. 121 CS. Caitlyn currently at 117, the second most in the game. And Aphelios has made his way back. We were commenting previously that Aphelios was quite behind in CS in the early game, but currently at 108, so about 11 CS behind currently the Caitlyn. So very, very nicely done from Aphelios to get back into this game, but still has not yet completed his mythic item, while the Gale Force has already been completed on Caitlyn. And we still don't have a mythic item for this Twisted Fate yet. I would assume that he's going to be going for an Everfrost build, but you never know when it comes to high tier players. Could be doing something completely different than what my plat brain can figure out. Looks like we do have some pings going down onto the bot lane turret. They are kind of looking for this one. The second dragon, the Chem Drake, was taken by Xin Zhao during that little exchange up in the mid lane and the bot lane. They did get the first turret of the game. That was going in favor of the red side, so a nice chunk of change going into their pockets. Xin is here currently doing the Raptors. They're trying to find the charm onto the Twisted Fate, but can't quite find it yet. There's currently no stopwatch on the Twisted Fate either, so this could be a very easy repeated dive that they just did on him and potentially get another free kill. But with that ward in this brush, that is going to be a little bit tougher. There is going to be another pink ward coming from that Karma. They are pinging this out very, very quickly, and Aphelios is just going to move back accordingly. Looks like they are just going to take down this pink ward. They want control of this jungle, and I believe that this is what LegitKorea loves doing. Clearing out wards, making sure that he has full control of the jungle so that way he can roam and make picks. That seems to be his style of play, because if you can get a pick on somebody, even if you're behind a 4v5 fight, even though you're behind, you could potentially win that and really start turning the tides of the game. So it looks like Echo used the Rift Herald up on the top side. The Irelia is going to once again die to this the Akshan, and it looks like the Echo is currently trying to fight the Akshan as well. I believe that Akshan should die to this one, but he's doing a lot of damage, forcing the ultimate out from the Echo. The flash is going to come out as well. The ultimate coming down from the Akshan, and that's going to be enough. That's a double kill in favor of that Akshan. Absolutely impressive stuff. They did manage to get the turret up on the top side, but I think Akshan's going to be pretty happy with that one. He knew the turret was going to go down anyways, but he went down swinging. It picked up the Irelia and the Echo, and also got the flash out of both the Irelia and the Echo, and managed to pick up both kills. So very, very impressive stuff. And it looks like LegitKorea is going to be able to take down this mid turret as well. So already we are seeing a almost 3,000 gold lead that has swung now in favor of this red side with all those turrets going down. Very, very well played, and it's been a very methodical game. Like, people are roaming at appropriate times. It hasn't been like that big of a bloodbath anywhere else other than top lane, but especially in this mid lane, 148 to 123. Very nice stuff coming out from LegitKorea's Ahri, and picking up the Cosmic Drive second. Not something I'm used to seeing this early on somebody like an Ahri, but I love this idea, like, because it's such a good item for her. Like, the ability haste is amazing, the movement speed is amazing, the ability power is, of course, amazing, and giving a little bit of tankiness from that extra HP is always nice. And considering the fact, ooh, Caitlyn ultimate coming down, but it looks like the Lux ultimate is going to miss, but Akshan is here. That's going to be plenty of damage, but a nice Aphelios ultimate doing a lot of damage, but it's going to get knocked up, and the binding from the Lux not even going to be needed. Destiny is here, and I don't know if he's actually going to use it, because right now 2 of his teammates are dead. I don't think Polvel is going to want to go in on this one, because it's a death sentence. Amazing charm onto the Irelia, who's already coming in, now focusing attention onto the Twisted Fate. The Echo's going to have to use that ultimate just to get out of that one. Everfrost is going to land onto the Akshan, but I don't believe it's going to be enough. Spirit Rush coming down from Ahri, and it is going to be plenty to kill Polbelter. His 4th death of this game. Amazing amounts of damage coming down from all of these champions, and it just looks like the blue side was overextending their hand just a little bit too much in that fight, and that charm onto the Irelia as she engaged was beautiful. She didn't even get the Vanguard's edge off because of that charm. Just perfectly played by LegitKorea's Ahri. You love to see it. So, just very, very impressive stuff this entire game. It looks like we do have a TP coming in, though, behind. They are going to try to go for this fight, because the respawn timers are quite short right now. The Echo does not have any ultimate, so he is going to get engaged on by this Xin Zhao, but it's not going to be enough. Shutdown going in favor of the Irelia. Now a great Q. The Blazers landing onto the Caitlyn, but the trap is going to keep her alive for right now. The Aphelios is on pursuit. I don't know if they're going to be able to actually get away from this one. No, the Aphelios' final auto attack is going to be enough. They are going to try to get vision, but an amazing charm coming down onto the Irelia is going to knock her down for just a little bit. Of course, Foxfire giving that 40% movement speed is going to get the Ahri away from that fight. But a nice 2-for-nothing pickup It looks like this Echo is potentially threatening a turret attack. They are going to go for this this Lux. The binding is going to go wide, but the charm is going to land. But a lot of damage with that ultimate onto the Lux. The Lux might very well die here. Very nice Everfrost to try to keep the Aurelia off, but it looks like the Spirit Rush is going to have to be used just to escape this one. Aurelia is in hot pursuit, but of course no Vanguard's Edge to try to get a combo down onto this Ahri. She of course does have a couple more Spirit Rush charges left to get away from this one. So nice pickup coming from the Echo and the Aurelia, but they just cannot seem to catch LegitKorea. And they really need to. I think one of the main things to get them back into this game is, of course, getting that 500 gold bounty off of this this Ahri. Oh, so much damage coming down for the ultimate of Akshan, but it is not going to be enough to pick up Pole Belter. Ahri did go back. LegitKorea once again picking up another Ruby Crystal and an Amplifying Tome. I'm going to be curious to see what that builds into. We do, of course, have the objective bounties up, as you saw, getting that turrets, giving the blue side just a little bit more gold, but we still have an almost 4,000 gold lead in favor of this red side. So very good stuff, and it looks like the Echo once again dying to that Akshan. So even though he has died 6 times, this Akshan is bringing some damage, and of course with the Immortal Shield Bow getting that gigantic 442 damage shield, it's always an easy thing to bait people in for. You think you can take him, and then all of a sudden he gets half of his HP bar back, he's healing up a ton and does so much damage that he just ends up picking you off. So we're using this time apparently to just kind of push this lane. He's already got Spirit Rush back up, so I think it's always a good thing to try to split push a little bit as Ahri, because you have such a safety net with that Spirit Rush. It's very difficult to catch an Ahri if she's got all 3 charges up. And once again, Xinjiao, they've just had no control over this bot side jungle because of Ahri and Xin. This looks like it's going to be a... Oh, nice flash coming down from the Karma. Spirit Rush was used, but now just going to have to use the remaining charges just to get out of that. Getting a flash or a Spirit Rush is always going to be worth it because it is not that long of a cooldown. 56 seconds right now for that ultimate to come back up. So I don't think LegitKorea is too worried about utilizing that because he got the 5-minute cooldown of the Karma's flash, and that's going to be an easy target for the next fight. In terms of CS, 169. Don't think about it, folks, okay? We're better than that. We laughed at the first one. This is no different. Oh, an amazing light binding coming out from the Lux of the Charm, and also the Everfrost landing onto the Aurelia, and that is just going to annihilate her. She was not allowed to play this game. The Destiny coming out for the Twisted Fate, but both the binding and the Charm landing on him immediately. The one problem with the Destiny is that it is very telegraphed. You know exactly where that guy's going to end up. The Aphelios is going to go down next to the Akshan. So much damage coming down. The Akshan picking up another kill onto that Echo, and the Lux ultimate's going to be enough with the Caitlyn to get the kill onto the Karma, and that is going to be an ace. That was just the most unfortunate thing when you have a Twisted Fate and you use the Destiny. We know exactly where you're going to be and exactly when you're going to be there. So the Ahri Charm, the Lux Binding come out and absolutely blow him up. Pole Belter having a very rough game, currently sitting at 0-5-2. And it looks like right now we do have the first inhibitor going down of this game. The base has been broken. I'm not entirely sure if the red side is going to want to stick here to maybe wait for somebody to walk out of the base, but no, they're just going to go back, probably sitting on a lot of gold that they're going to want to spend. And this is the thing, there's still a way for this blue team to come back, even though it's about like a 7,000 gold lead in favor of the red side. Look at how much gold is currently available in terms of bounties. If you kill these 3 people, you're getting 1,500 gold, which is very, very impactful to getting yourself back into this game, especially if it goes on somebody like a carry, like a Aphelios. That would be incredible. And then you get a Baron, you get some objective gold, and then all of a sudden you're right back into this game. So right now it just kind of looks like the blue side is going to have to just hope for that pick. But the red side, if they just play this right, going to kind of push it down mid, potentially use the super minions flooding into the base to go for a Baron, and then use those Baron empowered minions to break the base even further. Looks like LegitKorea went back, bought a needlessly large rod and a Hextech alternator. Could very well be what, Horizon Focus potentially. Curious as to what that's going to be building into. And 183 CS, so he has been, oh, he's one behind the most CS in the game now. Oof. Oh, now they're tied. There you go. Good job, buddy. But he's already above the normal amount of CS that he gets in a game, or at least the average amount. So it looks like they are just going to push this base, doing a lot of damage to these turrets, so they can just kind of tank that one up while the minions are currently trickling in. They are taking full control over this top side jungle. And this is kind of what you need to do when you're in this type of a position when you have minions pushing in. Take everything away from the enemy team. Take those jungle minions. Make sure you push your lanes up because then you're just starving them. You continue to get farm, you continue to get CS, but they can't get anything in return. So it looks like the Baron is currently underway. Already at almost 50% HP. The Echo is now here. This is the jungler. They could 50-50 this one, but Ahri is here. Gonna not potentially land the charm, but it looks like the Karma is gonna get hit by that Everfrost from Ahri. The Echo did go down, so they've got no jungler. They got no smite to contest this one. That is a 2 kill for nothing. Another amazing charm landing onto the Twisted Fate. The Caitlyn ultimate isn't even going to be needed. The Lux ultimate followed by the extra damage from the Foxfire is going to be enough to pick out Pole Belter for his 6th death of this game. 6-0-8 for LegitKorea's Ahri. 600 gold bounty might very well have the perfect game. Aphelios is currently running for his life. An amazing dodge just because of that grappling hook just not letting go at the right time, and that is going to be a freebie onto the Aphelios. Amazing grappling hook and a pretty poor ultimate from the Aphelios onto that Akshan, but it looks like with these Baron empowered minions, it is just the Karma and the Irelia trying to hold this base out. Vanguard's actually going to come out doing a lot of damage to the Akshan, but I don't think it's actually going to be enough with that W. Does manage to take down the Akshan, getting 1,000 gold for that one. It looks like the Echo's now trying to get into this one as well. Does have the ultimate, using it fairly early. Karma trying to do as much damage as possible. TF is up. I don't know if this is going to be enough to hold them back. Charm is just barely going to miss, but it looks like the Everfrost going down onto the Xin Zhao is not going to be enough. The Ignite not going to be able to take him down. Flash coming down from the Caitlyn, trying to kill the Karma, but it is not going to be enough. Lots of damage coming down from the Mantra Q of the Karma, but they are currently being cattled and rodeoed right into their base. It looks like the Caitlyn is going to finally go down, but LegitKorea with the final auto attack, getting the 50 gold for taking down that Nexus. Perfect game coming from the rank 1 player and the rank 1 Ahri in the world. Very well played from LegitKorea, but let's go and check out those damage charts and the end game screen to see just how well he did this game. LegitKorea had a perfect game with 6 kills, 0 deaths, and 10 assists. He even managed to out-CS Pobelter's Twisted Fate by 20 minions. In terms of the damage, Ahri was only out-damaged by the pretty insane Akshan player. I hope you all enjoyed this commentary. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and get that notification bell on so you won't miss any new videos. Also, let me know what champion you'd like to see in the next commentary in the comments section below. My name is Twigger, and I'll catch you all next time.